Hello, my name is Allison Carmen, and welcome to my podcast, 10 Minutes to Less Suffering. Today I want to talk to you about the past, and it's coming up a lot for me this weekend because in the United States, it's July 4th weekend. And what's so interesting about holidays is that they often have significance to the country or the place that we live in. But in our own private lives, they often have significance because of our memories, because of our past, because of the things that we do during the holiday times. And for me, the last couple of years have changed so much that holidays and weekends are very different than they used to be. I just passed the 3-year mark since my husband left me, and on holidays sometimes it's almost jarring how different they are. Yes, sometimes I see friends and families, but there were so many times where it would be my husband and my 2 daughters, and we would travel or go places or have barbecues and hang out at a pool somewhere or the beach. But none of that exists anymore. And July 4th was one of those times that we used to do those things. And it's so interesting how when I think of July 4th that way, I can get very sad and very lost and very consumed with the life that I used to have. And yes, it's very important to feel our feelings and express our emotions. But as we all know, there comes a time when the past can eat us up. It can eat us up to a point that our mind just keeps going back to the life that we used to have. And then we spend less time in the life that we're living in the moment, and we don't create a new life for the future. But it's hard sometimes to reconcile all these things. And I remember years ago I read this poem by Emily Pearl Kingsley called Welcome to Holland. And this woman, Emily, who wrote this poem, wrote it about having a disabled child. But what's so interesting about what she wrote is that it could apply to any of us at any time in our life when something unexpected happens and we need to accept the life in front of us and how we go about that. I want to be very respectful to Emily and her experience when I read this, and I hope that she would appreciate people having other experiences can still really learn something from what she wrote. Welcome to Holland. When you're going to have a baby, it's like planning a fabulous vacation trip to Italy. You buy a bunch of guidebooks and make your wonderful plans. The Colosseum, the David, the gondolas in Venice. You may learn some handy phrases in Italian. It's all very exciting. After months of eager anticipation, the day finally arrives. You pack your bags and off you go. Several hours later, the plane lands. The stewardess comes in and says, "Welcome to Holland." Holland, you say? What do you mean, Holland? I signed up for Italy. I'm supposed to be in Italy. All my life I've dreamed of going to Italy. But there's been a change in the flight plan. They've landed in Holland, and there you must stay. The important thing is that they haven't taken you to a horrible, disgusting, filthy place full of pestilence, famine, and disease. It's just a different place. So you must go out and buy new guidebooks, and you must learn a whole new language, and you will meet a whole new group of people you would never have met. It's just a different place. It's slower paced than Italy, less flashy than Italy, but after you've been there for a while and you catch your breath, you look around and you begin to notice that Holland has windmills, and Holland has tulips. Holland even has Rembrandts. But everyone you know is busy coming and going from Italy, and for the rest of your life you will say, yes, that's where I was supposed to go. That's what I had planned. But if you spend your life mourning the fact that you didn't get to Italy, you may never be free to enjoy the very special, the very loving things about Holland. And I think about that poem often, because that's a place so many of us get caught. We get caught in the life that we were supposed to have, the things that were supposed to happen. And it just blinds us to the life in front of us. And as I sit here this weekend, it's hot and I'm in the middle of New York City, but I have my 2 daughters with me this summer. And I've had some beautiful conversations with some friends, and we plan on eating a nice dinner this evening and taking some nice walks. It's really quite beautiful in so many ways. But it's different. I'm not at the beach, I'm not having a big barbecue, and I'm not watching any fireworks. But maybe that's okay. And when I think about it, I've had so many new experiences. I have new job opportunities. I've met a lot of new people. Maybe it's just a new moment and a new way of being. It's just a new place to be. And so I offer you this idea because the pandemic has changed a lot for many people. Some people don't have the same kind of job, or they've lost friends, or maybe they don't feel as well, or life still feels a little difficult. If we keep thinking about how life used to be, it's going to make it hard. It's going to make it hard to be in the moment and embrace what is. I even had that the other day. I went to the office of one of my clients for the first time. And it used to be so filled with life and busy, and so much was happening, and there were very few of us there. And we were eating lunch together. I saw I had that choice. I could just keep mourning that beautiful, bustling office, or I could just be thankful to have lunch with these three women I haven't seen in a really long time. And that's life. And it's so important that we look at the blessings, and we look at not just the things that we lost, but the things that we've gained, or the things that are beautiful, or something very simple in the moment. That's our path back. And some of us will always be in a different place than we expected. But life does still have maybe. And so even if we're in this moment now where life doesn't feel as happy or fulfilling, it doesn't mean it's going to stay like that. So yes, we should appreciate the moment, but instead of looking down, we could look towards the horizon, and we could dream big, and we could change things, and we could have new experiences. And you might just find that you land back in Italy, or you land in a place that's so much more aligned with who you truly are. We cannot know what life will bring our way. And that's a good thing, because if you want your life to change, it has to happen in the unknown. And life has maybe. And maybe what we're experiencing today was meant to be. Maybe we could accept it and still be okay. Maybe there's something for us in this moment to enjoy. And maybe things will get better. But we have to stay on the playing field of life. And if the life we used to have, or the dreams that didn't come true, or the disappointments, if we hold on to them tighter than new beginnings, it's going to be really hard to make the changes that we want to see. So whatever is going on with you, try to make it new. Try to stay in the place of gratitude and blessings and what you have. Recognize your feelings of loss or grief or unhappiness, or for things that are no longer in your life. You must process what you feel, but you still have a choice to feel the sacredness of life and be thankful for what is. And you also have a choice to keep all your dreams on the table. Just because it didn't happen today, and just because they didn't happen yesterday or last week or last month, does not mean that what you dream of is not possible. And because you don't know the future, it keeps everything possible. But we need to believe in those possibilities. So if you're looking for a way to kind of clear your mind today, you could think about that beautiful poem, Welcome to Holland, to find acceptance and gratitude for what you have. And you could always do the maybe practice, which I've discussed on so many podcasts, or just pick a maybe mantra. But allow yourself to find the hope in the unknown. We think we know the past creates our future, but it doesn't. It's this moment that creates the future. It's this moment that creates the opportunities and the possibilities. And I feel hopeful. I feel hopeful for myself and my daughters, even with my heartache and my loss. I know there's more to life. Every day I feel it, and I feel that the future is full of potential, and I believe that you have the same thing. I believe that you have potential. I believe you have possibilities, and I believe that your past is behind you, and your future is this beautiful open field, if you believe that it is. Try to connect with your heart, connect with what you love, connect with your passions, and always remember my favorite maybe statement. Maybe the best is yet to come. Thank you for listening to this podcast today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you could email me at allison@allisoncarmen.com. If you'd like to read my book, The Gift of Maybe, it's available at all major bookstores and online retailers. And if you like this podcast, you could subscribe and leave a comment.